Hello, in this video I'm going to show you how it's possible to generate ECC-based certificate with MD-830 curve that is not supported by SDK, eToken SDK, but there is a still way to generate the certificate outside of smart card and import it to the smart card. To start the process, we will need to install SafeNet Authentication Client. This is the middleware that allow us to have eToken being recognized by operation system. In my example, I have a simple all-in-one box, Windows 2016 server. I have a CA server installed. So let's see how it's look like when we install SafeNet Authentication Client. Let me put it on status bar so we can see how it's look like when I mount a smart card. So I'm going to connect the smart card reader. After a quick refresh, we will see smart card presented in SafeNet Authentication Client. So this is, by the way, a front-end tool that when distributed across organization, you can completely control on every element. You can hide it, you can install it even without any GUI. So here you can see a general token information. It's ID prime 830 140-2 level 3 FIP certified smart card. I'm going to wipe it in what we call initiate. This will delete every previous information that might exist on this card. I'm right click on the card itself. I decided to go with the default administrator password. And then I can also select extra password for this smart card that I will use if needed to get an unlock in the case user just locked it. So a small warning saying that all information going to be removed. Let's give it 5 seconds just to have a smart card completely empty. So next I'm going to local CA server. I already created ECC-based template, so I'm going to show you the property of this particular template. So as you can see under cryptography, I selected key service provider. Now you need to know that this particular feature available to you only if compatibility set up to Windows 2016. So I select here key storage provider that allow me to select elliptic curve as an option for my private key. Next, I'm going to open MMC for my certificate management. And I'm going to request the certificate. I also want to show you provision the certificate directly on the card, and you will see that it will give me some errors. So let's select the certificate, ECC certificate. I will go under details, and in the private key I can select what mechanism I want to use. So there's 3 mechanisms. The second one comes as a result of eToken SafeNet Authentication Client installation. So I click on Next. You will see a pop-up coming from a smart card driver. I will need to provide initial initial password. Policy says that I need to change it. I can control it. Whenever I initiated a smart card, there's an option saying there's no need to change password on the first use. Let me change the password, the PIN code. Now you can see there's some interaction going on with the smart card, but nevertheless at the end I get this error message. So I can retry, but still that this method is not supported on the card itself. I mean, in direct interaction with the card. So let me close this attempt, and now I will try to use a different provider, Microsoft provider, that again is supposed to talk directly to a smart card. Here you can see Microsoft key service provider try to enumerate all smart cards that I have. And when I select my smart card, it says that this smart card cannot be used for this particular mechanism that I selected. So it's not going to work. And again, I get some error message. So next, I try to use a software-based provisioning method. And this time, I will select the first option out of 3. I also would like to select make private key exportable, because the exercise that we're trying to do is to import the certificate to the smart card. Now, this was important pop-up message that comes as a result of a SafeNet authentication client installed. It says we feel that there's a new certificate. Do you want to automatically import it to the smart card? So I selected yes. I provided PIN code for the smart card, and then I got this certificate being installed on my smart card. So you can see that I have key size and I have key specification as needed. I also can validate it on my store. Now, if you can see, I disconnected my smart card and certificate also disappeared. So now I connect my smart card again. It takes a second to operation system to recognize it. I can refresh it, and now I can see certificate being exposed to my certificate store again. If I click on it, I see that I have private key, and under public key, I see ECC as a mechanism. And last thing to mention is that exportable private key is not exportable from the smart card.